Got all my gear loaded up here in the Chevy. Fixing to load up, heading to Wyoming. Try our hand at a little antelope hunting.
Day one, Wyoming antelope hunt. Here we go. We went out a little while yesterday scouting around and had a couple of close encounters. Too bad it wasn't season yet, but we're gonna go get up on a knob and see what we can see. Well, we just made about a 250-foot climb up to this knob. Now we're just waiting for the sun to pop up so we can see a little better. Got a pretty good glassing spot here. Things are looking up for this morning. Well, we've got us some antelope spotted. Had some other hunters. They were, goodness, antelope were, them things a mile away. But had some other hunters come in on the other side and they've pushed them a lot closer. We needed to come a lot closer. Yeah, that one, that's a little buck. He was just rubbing his head on that sagebrush. You got 5 of them out there and one young buck. But he might fit the bill. He gets a little closer. They keep looking back, watching them other hunters and trucks. We're 30 minutes into opening morning and there's guys already road hunting. We got 4 of them running around down here. Had them at 400 yards and then they moved away a little bit further. Now, boy, they don't know which way to go. We watched a guy shoot at them across the valley and he missed them bigger than Dallas. They don't know which way to run right now. I tell you what, let's go on the other side of the hill and see if we can get it down, keep from getting skyline and go down there too. Yep. We're gonna make a little bit of move to the other end of this knob and see if we can get in range. Let old Lucky bark at him. Well, that last little move didn't work out so good. I say that. We had 3 of them run just over 300 yards from us, but made the call. He was a little bit too young. Oh, we moved over to
for opening day. Anyway.
Yeah, for opening day. We moved over to another knob. We can see a water hole and a huge valley. See if we can't glass something up here. We moved over here to another spot. Stayed over there at the other one till about noon. That was quite an eventful little valley. It's like ping pong with antelope. About every other knob had a hunter sitting on it, and that was rather interesting. But we did see one little buck get killed, which was good. But anyways, it died down over there, so we hiked in here to this other place, and we haven't sat here 10 or 15 minutes yet, and already had one little buck come through, heading to a water source. I'll pan around here and give y'all a little video of what we're looking at now. Morning to day 2. We set up at a little different spot. We hiked in here yesterday afternoon, kind of overlooking the water hole. Saw some antelope come down to drink, but we're gonna sit here and see what happens here this morning. See y'all in a bit. Well, there's some deer, but they're not what we have tags for. Right now we're wishing we had us some mule deer doe tags. There's your 100-yard shot.
They smell it.
Yeah, imagine they do. Well, here it is, day 3. Day 2 was a bust. We didn't see an antelope one on public land. They just got blew out opening morning. But we've come to a spot we haven't been to at all. See if we can figure something out. Oh. Yeah, yesterday about noon, the wind kicked up to about 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 40. So that pretty much ruined the rest of the evening. Hopefully we'll see y'all in a bit with some antelope footage. Well, there's a little sunrise pic for you. I guess here's my rant for this morning. We walk in about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile, set up, glass, a valley, nothing moving in it. Some hunters come in behind us, which that's fine, this is public land. But so we decide to go deeper. We get in mile and a half. You cross a knob and there's a camp. My rant is they put it right in the valley where the antelope have been running. So what do? Keep trying. Well, we've hiked into our second spot today, and we can see, goodness, probably down this valley about 2 miles. Haven't seen anything. The opening morning circus has pushed all the antelope out on private land. There's a lot of public around here, but there's a lot of hunters, a lot of pressure. We're gonna sit here a while. This fence I'm leaned up against is actually a private property boundary line. My thoughts on that were maybe find some on private and keep an eye on them and see if maybe they move on to public at some point today. But we haven't found any yet. So this 2-mile walk in, I think we're going to sit here for a little bit anyways. Maybe something will be moving around here in a little bit. Yep, once again, mule deer, no antelope. Well, that was rather exciting. I got to practice a little stalk there, and we'd watch these mule deer bed down in this little drain, and they all went out of sight. Brian was going to stay and watch this field we had been sitting on, valley, and I was going up to the other one, so I thought, well, I'm going to practice a little stalking and see how close I can get to these spikes. There's 2 of them. Little did I know there was some pretty good mule deer in there. And them things ran. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video or not, where Brian's sitting. They ran probably 40 yards in front of him. All 3 of those really nice mule deer. Too bad I'm antelope hunting. Oh yeah, let me give you one more little tip here. Be careful where you plop down and set down on the hillside. You get one of these little critters, will sneak up on you. Well, we got tired of the antelope kicking our tail. They're standing about 20 yards on the other side of private property fence line and just taunting us. We've watched a buck and 2 does for the last 3 days. Opening morning, they ran straight to private and have stayed there. We can't find no antelope nowhere else, so we did the next best thing. Trout fishing. We're walking around here up and down this little old creek trying to find the little deeper pools of water, and it can be a bit of a challenge. Now, here's my disclaimer. I am no means a fly fisherman, so critique me if you must, but I enjoy it anyways. this is the sad moment when we realize it's time to pack up and go home. Alright, we just had the funniest thing happen on this entire trip. Here Brian's talking about wanting to run into a grizzly bear and he's gonna jump him with a knife and whoop him. Well, anyways, we just came back up to the truck from fishing, and he's leaned up against the side and I'm standing around the corner, and I look down, and in between his legs and the truck looks like a grizzly bear cub. It is somebody's bulldog that they let run around out here, and I tried to figure out how I could tell him without scaring him to death that, hey, you know, there's a creature that could eat your lunch in between your legs. And before I could get anything out, it was, oh shit, and he liked to jump plumb over the truck. Oh my gosh, he done thought he got eat by a grizzly bear.
I need a better hunting partner that gives me a better warning than right when it grabs my leg.
Oh man, that made the morning right there.